Hey guys, Dan Fool and Mr. Grey, Dan Dalfa Grey. Now, before you send the hate, I'm slightly joking about the title. Sort of. Caspersight just had Slapped Ham, Kellen from Slapped Ham, on his podcast, and I very much enjoyed it. And we're only going to be talking about 5 minutes of footage here, which I think we need to defend ourselves, even though nothing bad was really said. I think there's a couple of points I want to go over. But Slapped Ham was on Caspersight's podcast earlier on. It's very enjoyable. It was pretty cool to see Callan, the man behind the catchphrase and the presentation. Pew! And that. He seems like a genuinely nice guy and cool guy. So it was really cool to watch. I watched it in the bath. I was all naked and soapy whilst watching those two. Weird. But anyway. But no, there's I've linked the podcast down below. Go watch it, go listen to it, whatever. I think they have an audio version, I'm sure they do. But it was really enjoyable, and it was, like I said, it was pretty cool to see the guy behind the Slapped Ham name, who genuinely seems like a really nice guy. But there's one part where obviously he was going to be asked about this. He was asked about debunkers. So we're going to watch some stuff, and then we're going to try and come back to you, Ben, and come back to you, Callan, in the nicest possible way. Here we go.
You said earlier, which I'm quite intrigued about, you said like you didn't want to be a debunking channel. What do you think about debunking channels? Because I've got my view on debunking channels.
Yeah.
My view is, I think everybody's got their the right to do channels, whatever they want to cover. I think in some ways it's really good entertainment, but I also think is it unfair for the people out there who are trying to succeed on YouTube and create their own channels? That's my feel. I've got nothing negative personally towards anybody who does these things.
I'll get to this now.
I feel like I don't know, it's a bit of it's like a party pooper in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, no.
Now, before we hear Callan's answer, I do genuinely sometimes feel like a bit of a party pooper when I make those debunking videos. I do. But, and like, obviously Ben is not hating on any debunkers. He says he hasn't got a problem with them, but he does think they're party poopers, which is fine. It's totally fine. Like you said, anyone can make a channel. And the people who make those, like, paranormal channels, I'm a fan. Trust me, I'm a fan of paranormal stuff. I have been since I was a kid. I don't do these because I hate paranormal. I love the paranormal stuff. This is why I make this stuff, because I want to be able to distinguish between the bullshit and the not so almost bullshit, if you know what I mean. But yeah, we'll listen further now. So, but I do sometimes feel like a party pooper. I'll agree with that.
No, I totally get it, and we get like our fair share of hate, obviously.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not one of the ones who contribute to that hate, by the way. I know I have a lot of fun when I make videos with Callan Slapped Ham's clips. I have a lot of fun. I take the piss a bit, but I hope that doesn't come across as hate from me. Other people might send a bit of hate or get a bit personal, but I tend to think I don't. So I hope I'm not one of those people who send hate. I don't mean to. Callan, if you ever see this, whenever I'm typing a comment in your video, I'm usually having fun and taking the piss. Don't worry about it.
Fair flood of hate. But no, because short of actually seeing a string or something pull a chair, you know what I mean? Like, often these debunking channels are like, oh, there'd be a breeze there, or the window's open, or this would happen for sure, and they're like speculating as much as the other person is, you know what I mean? That unless they get access to that same room, they can do the same tests and like really be empirical about it and set up like different tests. They're kind of speculating as much as anyone, but a lot of people do position themselves as these like expert debunkers, and it's like, it's kind of your opinion, mate, you know what I mean?
It's just a really strong opinion.
Now, again, I always say I am an expert in nothing, but I am good at looking at stuff. And like visual effects stuff, I do actually have 20 years of self-taught experience. Like I said, I'm no expert in anything. I've got self-taught experience. I've been in filmmaking, for a long, long time, since I was a little tiny person. And you know, the visual effects part, I'm not saying I'm good at it, but I know a lot about it. That's one thing. But the speculation, he's 100% correct on that, on some of it. Like a lot of the videos out there, including my own, especially the breakdown analysis ones, I don't go too deep in those ones. They're sort of like on the fly stuff, and sometimes they'll be full blown. Look, there's that string right there. And then other times I think it might be that. And that is me 100% speculating. 100%. I agree with that. A lot of the debunking, including other debunking channels, unless you show the absolute 100% evidence on their screen, it's pure speculation on our part. Fully agree. And I also agree that in an ideal world, channels like Really Haunted, any paranormal channel actually, any paranormal channel like which go to paranormal investigations, any paranormal channel which puts up "My house is haunted." That's terrible. In an ideal world, you would allow scientific people, not me. I always say I'm not a scientist, to go to these places and do their tests and do their controlled environmental experiments on these houses and places, but they don't. We would love to. I'm not saying I'm a scientist. I'm just saying a lot of us would love to go to these places and do our little looky looks and stuff like that. So yeah, I do agree that a lot of it is speculation, and whenever I'm speculating, I always say I think it could be this, but I don't know. But on the other hand of that is that strong opinion, that speculation is purely based on logic. You know, if a door slams in the background, you have two thoughts of processes there. You have one, it's a ghost. Shut that door, which you cannot see. That's one. Or two, it was the wind, or someone opened the door in the background, or their mate is making a freaky paranormal video. That's the other part you go to. You got those two opinions, I suppose you can say. One of them is based on real world scientific, like I say, I'm not a scientist, but it's based on real world physics, you know, basic science basically, or logical explanation I should say. You know, is it a ghost or is it a dude closing the door to make a freaky video? Which is fine, by the way. I'm just saying. Right, anyway. Let's continue.
Yeah, exactly. Like there must have been a breeze. I've debunked that. I said there was a breeze.
Yeah.
And then we get comments, people saying, "Oh, so and so debunked it. He said there was a breeze," and it's like, well, did he know?
Alan again is right on that. You know, you can't 100% say it's a breeze. And I do see a lot of comments in their videos saying, I see it. You know, sometimes The Shape debunked this, or World of Mr. Grey debunked this. I see that a lot, and I always cringe a bit when I see that because I think, I mean, even though I 100% did, and I'm not talking about speculation. I showed the visual effect mask and the green screen, which we'll get to in a bit. You know, that's the ones where I tend to say in the title debunking. That's where the ones I tend to say. The other ones where speculation is like I just say I don't know. But yeah, we'll continue.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And it is.
Oh, that's a green screen. Do we really know that it's a green screen?
We do. Yes, we do. If you've used green screen for a long time, or if you know what to spot on a green screen, I have no green screen here. I have a green screen there, which I have used in the past, really crudely, just to take the piss. But if you know what you're looking for with the green screen, you can absolutely tell it's a green screen. The best person for green screen on YouTube right now, if you ask me, is Captain Disillusion, who is also a debunker and a very popular one. He's shied away from that in the last couple of years, but he has, you know, debunked a lot of stuff, a lot of old like YouTube footage, which is the same with me, by the way. This is where I always say I'm not debunking the paranormal, I'm debunking videos that show the bullshit and the bollocks. Just because as you say, anyone can make a channel as long as you're not criminal about it.
That's CGI or whatever. And it comes to like, it's a bit of a party pooper type thing, you know. People are making content for whatever reasons they're making content, and like we like to just put the best stuff out there, you know, for fun, for people. We get feedback from our audience all the time, just like, I love just putting your stuff on, kicking back, and, you know, just enjoying the weird stuff.
I am one of those people. I enjoy weird, mysterious, horror stuff. I'm a huge horror fan. Give me any subject, and if it's horror, trust me, I will bloody outdo you in trivia, because I'm a nerd like that. But no, going back to the party pooper thing, where they say anyone can make a channel, and should they be allowed, I don't think he said it in those so many words, but should they be allowed to sort of party poop that channel? Now, I have a channel, this channel here. Anyone can criticise me, anyone. And they would be well within their right to criticise anything I say. Well within their right. If you put yourself on a public platform, you are well within your right. But then the other side of that, like I said, I don't debunk the paranormal, I'm just debunking visual effects. That's what I do. Other people, they want to debunk the paranormal, it's up to them. But that's what I do. And, I've been to a couple of paranormal investigations. Luckily, been invited along. I've really enjoyed them. I haven't found anything, but I've really enjoyed them. The other argument of saying, why should you party poop? I keep saying party poop. Why should you, debunk a channel or go against that channel? They just make an entertaining content. And I agree, a lot of them are. But there's also a lot out there who are saying this is 100% real. And they're giving, I believe, they give, the people who put their 100% real, when you can see the masks, you can see the bullshit in the video, I think that's giving a bit of false hope to people who are a bit vulnerable. That's the part I don't have a massive problem with it, but I do have a bit of a problem. To say, and I don't think they said this, but it's like, this is me just going on my bloody turns now. To say that you shouldn't, they didn't say shouldn't, by the way, I should state that. They didn't say shouldn't, but it's a bit of a party pooper thing to say, this paranormal thing is not real, or this video is not real. You wouldn't have a debunker go against a flat earth video and say, no, flat earth is bullshit. You wouldn't go against that kind of thing, would you? Or would you? I don't know. You wouldn't think a debunker who's debunking the flat earthers or weird conspiracies, would you call them party poopers? I don't think you would. Because it's ridiculous. The flat earth thing I'm talking about. I do sometimes think, should I be making this kind of video or this debunking video on this channel? Because, they're just having some fun. And a lot of them are. Tim Morozov is still one of my favourite paranormal channels, even though he puts a disclaimer in the beginning. It's not real, it's just for entertainment. He puts that in the beginning, nothing to do with Russian YouTube laws. Don't test me. But there's a lot out there who I think are a bit nefarious in the way they do things, like people like Huff Paranormal and the ITC channels. It could go same with that. Anyone can make a channel. I fully agree. Anyone can make a channel about any kind of content they want, within the law, obviously. But when certain things, I think, gives seriously false hope and seriously, how can I say it, damning pseudoscience, I think they should be able to have criticism towards them. Not towards them personally, but towards the content they're putting out. That's what I think. And again, anyone can criticise me, anyone can criticise Callan, anyone can criticise Ben from Caspersight. You put yourself out there on a public platform, that's just the way it goes, unfortunately. And, sometimes it's a logical debate, which I enjoy, or it's just, it's a bit of a hate train, which is unfortunate. And I always tell everyone who watches my stuff, please don't go hate on anyone. I don't do this to hate on anyone. I'm just having fun myself. But at the same time, I do like to point out some facts. And again, I'm not an expert. I just enjoy stuff. And this is something I've done way before the days of YouTube, just watching stuff and analysing stuff. It's just something I've done since I was a little kid. But yeah, just a couple of things.
And live in this strange world. And
just escape.
So we want to... Yeah, we want to...
The escapism, by the way, I am all for that. It's the reason I play video games. It's the reason I watch movies or TV shows. It's the reason why I watch those paranormal things or UFO stuff or, anything mysterious. It's the reason I watch them, because they're enjoyable and they're escapism. 100% agree with that. But again, I do, I like to have a reality check with myself. And I hope other people do as well when they watch that kind of thing. That, like I said, you can have fun watching certain content on YouTube, but if you start to fall off the edge of the flat earth, I think you're lost. You're lost. It's unfortunate. I'm using flat Earth as an example because apart from the paranormal, a lot of debunkers go after the flat Earth stuff, and nobody has a problem. Nobody calls flat Earth debunkers party poopers. I don't think they do. Creaky, if you ever see this, let me know if they do. If they call you a flat party pooper. But anyway, that was just a short video, which, like I said, I just watched this podcast now in the bath, whilst I was in the bath. It was a bit wrinkly when I came out, like a prune. And I really enjoyed it. And like I said, they weren't hating on Ben and Callan. They weren't hating on debunking sites. You know, they weren't at all. It was just a few things they just wanted to, like, sort of come back and defend us a bit. That not all of us are party poopers. Well, a tiny bit, but we don't mean to be. We don't mean to be. And like I said, we're not experts. None of us are scientists. None of us are physicists. 100%. But none of these paranormal investigators are either. You know, that's the thing. And yeah, but anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Is it a short video? Who bloody knows with me? But I really enjoyed it. I'm going to link their podcast down below. Go watch it. It's very enjoyable. Like I said, please don't send any hate. I'm just having fun with this. That's all I'm doing is having some fun. And, but yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you like this video. Leave us up if you're new to my channel. I do this quite often. Go watch them. Go sub to them. Go enjoy the podcast. And anyway, thanks for watching. And bye.